Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we currently are running a deficit on authority and bureaucracy. Ignore this number, it's not correct. I just started up the game, let's tick the game and see what the actual number is. Okay, yeah, that's more like it. Minus 19.6k is about what I expected to see. So we can run this deficit for a while. This authority deficit is a bit bigger of a problem, but to be honest, our biggest problem here is our bureaucracy deficit. Now, part of that is going to go away over time as we work back our colonial affairs. But we want to work up our health system, so we need to replace, well, not really replace, we need to get additional bureaucracy. There's no doubt about that. So what do we want to do here? For the time being, we could simply add one government administration. Oh my, minus 95% construction efficiency in Chad. That's not great, but we need to put one of these in, or we don't need to, but we can put in one of these in every location where we don't currently have any at all. Wait, we have 0 here, but we have plus 158 taxation capacity in Eritrea? But we have nothing here. Where are we getting that taxation capacity from? That's just base level. Okay. Fascinating. Well, we'll tick on forward here. That construction in Chad has me concerned. Everything else is not so bad, but minus 95% construction efficiency is pretty bad. Let's move that down to the bottom of the list. We'll build that at the end. So for now, that'll be fine. And we're currently a little bit high on our infamy as well. I'd love to attack down over here, up over this way. There are some options that we have right now. Hang on a moment. This is a decentralized power. We should colonize this. Apparently we already are. Okay, cool. So we're colonizing up over here, and that's going to go reasonably quickly. And yes, we are de-emphasizing our colonization, but we'll get that colonized as best we can. Oh, right. Discord is currently not muted. That's exciting. Hang on. There we go. I think that'll do. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Discord. I took it out of streamer mode, and I forgot about that. So I apologize for that. So that should do the trick. Automatic bottle blowers have been unlocked. So we should pop over here into our urban areas and grab automatic bottle blowers. That is very negative. Primarily due to the price of oil. And that makes sense. We don't have all that much oil. We may have to hold off on that for the time being. I suspect that we can't pull that one off just yet. Okay. We are positive financially, though, and we have fringe group violence going on here for the women's suffrage. That's very rude. We'll lose authority, but it's, that's not great. That's very not great. We're hoping to get women's suffrage to pass through pretty easily here. I was hoping it would have gone by already, like it would have gone up to study there. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Our logging camps in Would Die are finishing up right now, and we, of course, are still working on a lot of these barracks. So the barracks are going to be painful for us economically. No doubt about that. What else do we have in terms of resources? Basically nothing. We have some arable land. At this point, 1.59, 1.27. Yeah, it looks like T is our best bet. We could build this in Ethiopian Congo Oriental. That's fine. Eritrea is 0.69. 1.09 for sugar. Cannot build dye there. Cotton would be 1.07. So it looks like in Eritrea, we would want to build sugar plantations. So we'll get those going. This is so weird. We'll do that for now. Okay. What else can we potentially build? In Wadai, 1.04k. 1.0... that's not actually in Wadai. 1.26. So probably dyes. Actually cotton. Yes, cotton. So we can build 2 there. Now, as far as millet farms go, we apparently have one in Eritrea, but we also have livestock ranches that we can build in Chad. Is that the only thing that we can build in Chad? It looks like that is the case. Okay. So we'll build some livestock ranches in Chad. Apparently it goes red after that. So we'll call that good for the moment, and we'll see how that goes. The arable land setup is very strange. And yeah, we can see that France is still colonizing out over here. So that's fine. We'll just split this with France, and that's completely okay. So minus 6.22k. Of course, our unrealized taxes are basically all of our deficit at this moment. That said, building all of this, ooh, yeah, this is in Chad. We need to bring those down. There we go. We deprioritize those. We probably, I mean, we have a lot of barracks queued up here. No doubt about that. And they're going to be expensive. We can definitely raise taxes if we need to. So that's reasonably fine. Colonial affairs went down to level 2, so that is going to increase the amount of time it takes to colonize over here. That's fine. That did bring us positive in our bureaucracy, so that's great. And women's suffrage goes up into study. I like it. These are fluctuating back and forth between being buildable and not buildable, right? Right. Okay. So that being the case, our only deficit right now is our authority. That sounds good. Our authority will come up a decent amount after we enact women's suffrage. Or is that timed? It might be timed. Dealing with corruption, 21 months. But the other is, I think, tied to passing women's suffrage. So that's reasonably fine. That's looking good there. We are finishing some of our bureaucracy gains here. And that's very good. We're very pleased about that. And yeah, I'm going to wait before we build any of these others. I'm going to wait until we're done with our other plantation growth here. So that'll be absolutely fine. No problems there. And we're still colonizing up here quite quickly, so that looks good. Yeah, we'll just grab what we can over here. France is going to take a bunch of it. French Chad, yeah. They're very, very rude that way. And we can't actually do anything without, like, we can't get recognized without first breaking free of Great Britain. Here's a question. We're at 2404. Great Britain is at 10860. We've got a ways to go there. I think that's very, very clear. We're researching arc welding right now. That is still going to take a while. We've got this suffrage rally. A 66% chance of plus 20%. Odds are in our favor here. We'll see what we get. We failed it. Sad. Very sad that we failed that roll, but that is fair enough. It happens now and then. About 33% of the time, to be clear. Repeaters have been unlocked. That gives us arms industries production methods, so that looks good. We'll hop into our buildings here and bump up our arms industries to repeating rifles. Yeah, that's profitable. I like it. Do we have anything in our development that we can scale up here? I don't think so. No. Okay, that's fine. Now, we're not really focusing all that much currently on this stuff over here. There's a fair amount of this that I would like to get additional work done on. If we're going to break free of Britain, that will require some extra work. We're getting ironclad right now, which is certainly non-ideal. An absent mind, huh? Psychological affliction. Well, he'll get treatment. You should get psychological treatment. Even if the populace, for some reason, doesn't like that. Cool. So these barracks are definitely lower on the construction efficiency. No doubt about that. Gold has been depleted in Tasmania. Sure. And these cotton plantations in Wadai are a ways away. Still 3 weeks on that one. So the real question is, how are we doing on our unrealized taxes? 1.87k. And checking in here, yeah, that seems reasonably fine. Infamy is at 44.6. So we can definitely work our way through that. I think we'll wait until we finish our colonization up here for sure. That's going to be very, very close. We're also close to crossing over 100 million in GDP. So that looks solid. Allies of convenience, huh? Sure. We'll take an additional 5%. That will remove half of that women's suffrage rally violence. Sounds good. How much are we making from our consumption tax on tea? About 20k? That is painful. That is quite painful. So at this point, the Ottomans are also considered unrecognized, and we have eclipsed the Ottomans in terms of power. So that's good. I'm really hoping women's suffrage goes through soon, but I want to check in on our economy here. Market access is quite low. Is this something Britain is doing? Probably. I mean, they have no allies. Britain's on the side of the Dutch East Indies. Why would that really be affecting us? I feel like it wouldn't. Well, we do need some more constructions here. We do see a number of these already building. We know we need an additional one in Ethiopian Congo. We need at least 3 in Eritrea. I'm going to put in 4. And then over here, we're at minus 24 infrastructure, so we should put in... Actually, we should subsidize this. What's the case in Eritrea? That should also be subsidized. Okay. So that seems reasonably fine. In Ethiopian Congo, again, this needs to be subsidized. Okay. How much would it cost to subsidize our railways across the board? That's pretty expensive, 23.2k. So in that case, we can see that, like, in Oromia, it's probably fine to not subsidize. I think. It's definitely fine to not well, no, we do want to subsidize here. Some of these are perfectly fine to subsidize. Gondar, we don't need to. I don't think we need to in Amhara either. Possibly not in Uganda. Yeah, that's down to 3.4k for subsidies. That's a lot better. Cool. Zanzibar and the Zanzibari religious revolt, huh? That's exciting. Well, we're about to finish up colonization up over here. We have split that with the French, as we expect. But we can continue to expand down this direction, which I would love to do. How are we doing on that infamy? 43.5 still. Okay. So we probably want to continue to work that down. I think that we should... Actually, I'm content to continue spending down our gold reserves for right now. We'll leave it on low taxes. We're going to go up to medium taxes eventually. And there's the colonization of Chad now complete. We're already working on incorporating that, so that sounds good. No major issues there right now. And then we'll just continue to push out over this direction and conquer some of these areas. I wouldn't mind fighting Egypt. Actually, we can beat Egypt quite easily on our own, can't we? Interesting. So Egypt is going to be involved in that. We can definitely beat Egypt on our own right now. Don't want to spend money on it. 5% authority, though. That's pretty good. That'll help offset some of that authority penalty. So that's good. We'll do that. And we're definitely seeing our deficit go up at this point, right? That's not shocking, considering that we have all of these barracks being built. That's not shocking at all. I want to go down over this direction. 84.9% on that. Okay. I'm going to cancel all of these railways that are here right now. I don't feel like they're super necessary. There we go. And then I would like to come in here. Tobacco plantations, we can build one in Eritrea, but we could also build a sugar plantation, 1.45. That's the same as a cotton plantation. So in Eritrea, this would be the place to go. And then all we can do is livestock ranches in Chad. Okay, so that went to the bottom of the list, which was expected. That's exactly where we wanted that to go. The sugar plantation in Eritrea, though, that can be moved up. Now, the question is there any industry that we want to work on here, as opposed to working on these barracks? The answer is probably yes. What is currently considered expensive here? Silk. Now, that we can do something about. So that would be getting us some synthetics plants here. That consumes wood, fertilizer, and sulfur, so we might drive up the price of fertilizer and need chemical plants as well. So let's sort by labor here. I'm going to bring this up to something along the lines of, I think, 20 and 20. This is one too many. Hang on. I clicked on the wrong button there. We need to go in here. There we go. Then I'm also going to build chemical plants down here in Somaliland, I think. We'll build 10 of those. Okay. Now, I'm still going to prioritize the sugar plantation and some of these barracks that we've already worked on, like that. Cool. So something along those lines should do the trick. And that will help us in terms of our production here. How are we doing for our unemployment? We're doing okay on that front. No problem whatsoever there. But I definitely want to work on expanding our economy somewhat here. Not so much the military. Our military has expanded a lot already, and it has a long ways to go, but our economy is not likely to be able to support that, right? We know that. That is definitely a thing. 100%. We could drop down to like irregular infantry and to infantry focus. This would all be very, very helpful. Incredibly helpful. But we don't want to do that. We would prefer to not have to go that route. So I want to check in on government administrations here. That looks fine. And I want to check in on infrastructure here. So we see one auto-queued for Amhara. That's probably fine. This down here is subsidized. This is subsidized. And this is subsidized. Okay. So those look fine. No major issues there right now, but we definitely want to get some of these production methods done. Do we really want to go for arc welding here? I just clicked on ironclad. I did not necessarily intend to do that. But do we really want to go for arc welding here? That's 5 years out. We might want to go for something like, say, nitrogen fixation instead. Get ourselves some better production methods. We're working on steam turbine as well, so that looks good. Not that we really have the coal for it, but we'll see. Hey, we progressed to voting on women's suffrage. Good. Zanzibar is improving relations. No shockers there. And we definitely see some political movements going on here. The most dangerous one is preserving legal guardianship, and they have high radicalism. We'll see if they go up over 50. We have a 47% chance to pass this in August, in like 2 months. So that's not too bad, all things considered. I would like to attack Bunyoro. 14.4 infamy. 14.4. Yeah, not quite ready to do that yet. We'll need to continue to chill for a bit. So that's fine. These chemical plants are going to be finishing up soon enough. And then, of course, we're working on synthetics plants behind them as well. So that'll all be good for dropping the price of silk. Although at this point, hardwood and oil have eclipsed silk, which is not shocking. Our market access is still low, and my question is, what is driving that? And almost certainly the answer is shipping lane effectiveness, yeah. So shipping lane effectiveness is the problem there. We could probably fix that by, you know, having a navy and patrolling our shipping lanes. But that sounds like work. Why would we have a navy? So the British Republic is... If we were to do an independence play, it would be really interesting if we could get, like, Russia, France, people like that to join us. I don't know how real the odds of that are. Probably fairly low, if I had to guess. We can declare an interest over here in Arabia at this point. These guys still have 0 battalions. We can start making gains out over this direction. So we'll declare that out over there. For an emulation, yes. What succeeded in the French Republic will succeed in Ethiopia. I really hoped that that would go through on that tick, but unfortunately it did not. And that is probably going to drive up a little bit of radicalism here. So we'll see how that goes. So we have our interest going in Liège over here. And I would like to start taking some territory over here, because ideally what we really want to do here is start getting our hands on some of this oil. That'd be really, really, really good. So how long until that interest is in? It is in? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Our enemy Benin. What? They're not our enemy. We're not in this. We're chilling in the on the fence category, and we're probably going to remain here. Cool. So we're going to need a navy, aren't we? In order to invade here. Like, a ship. We're going to need a ship. So we're going to need to crank up our military budget at least somewhat to about here. And we'll need an admiral as well. That would help. So let's see here. This is actually in the Ethiopia HQ. So we would put that in here. Rural folk. Actually, we'll do intelligentsia. So now we have an admiral. Then, I want to check their diplomacy here. Okay. We'd need to expel their diplomats. So that would give us 10 infamy. Or we could just damage relations with them for now. How much would it cost to do unified Germany, Italy, Scandinavia? Hilarious. No, those are not an option. How much would it cost to do this? 5.5 infamy. So that'd be like 15 total infamy. Okay. I don't actually think we need to be on medium military wages. Let's turn that back down for the moment. Oil discovered in New South Wales. Okay. I wish we had some of that. Russia sided with Benin. I don't care. That's quite irrelevant to us. Our main problem right now, of course, is our infamy. That's what's primarily keeping us from expanding at this moment. We are working on all these synthetics plants, and we now have women's suffrage. Oh, we got the achievement Deeds, Not Words. Cool. Did not have that one previously, so that's great. What do we want to do next laws-wise? What indeed? We could go down to no colonial affairs. I don't think there's a reason to do that, though. I don't think there's a reason. So, what else would we want? We're on closed borders right now. We could go up towards, like, no migration controls if we really wanted to. Social security is not something that I think we can really afford to do. However, regulatory bodies would not be a bad idea. We can work towards that, but that's probably going to take a while with an 8% initial success chance. Cool. So we're going to run out of gold reserves quite soon. No doubt about that one. We'll want to crank up our taxes. I think that's very, very clear. 5.5. Okay. We're very close to being able to make our way into the Arabian Peninsula at this point. That would be really good to do. Is Oman affiliated with Britain? They're Britain-colored. Yeah, they're a British dominion. Okay. So we'd want to take, like, Mara, we'd want to take Lahej, we'd want to make our way up over this direction. Oh, the game crashed. Okay, well, it is time to put a cut in, so I guess I'm going to do that, and next episode, we will come back at wherever the autosave was. It should be fairly recent. That's exciting. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. I hope that it was at least back before, or after rather, the votes for women passed, the women's suffrage. That would be nice, but we'll see.